Hi guys and welcome to today's video. Today I am sharing with you an empties video because I currently have a bag of essentially rubbish which I don't really fancy carrying too much further into 2021, so I'm going to go through it. I'm going to show you what's inside, but first, if you're new here, then please do hit the little subscribe button. I'm going to be posting a little bit more than usual over the next couple of months because we're at home a little bit more and I just fancy posting a little bit more. Inside here is about the last 6-ish months worth of empties. I mean, there's probably a lot of stuff that didn't make it into here. I feel like I'm not as strict as I should be, and sometimes I'm like, well, it's rubbish, I'm going to throw it in the bin, and then I'm like, I was going to do an empties and I totally forgot. But I still hope that there's a few bits in here that are interesting and which I'd like to share with you. So the first thing I want to start with is dry shampoos because there's always quite a few. I'm sure I finished more than this, especially because, for example, I was away for a month in Portugal. And I didn't fancy bringing my rubbish back with me, which I feel like is quite a normal thing. This was back in the summer, by the way, it wasn't any time recently. So I have 5 dry shampoos which I have finished, 2 collabs. I have the Tropical and the Original. I like collab. I don't have a preference between collab and Batiste. Generally, whichever one's cheaper or just more to hand is the one that I will go for. So I finished 2 of those. I also finished a Tropical and Original from Batiste. It's the same as the other thing. However, saying that I don't have a preference, I do have a slight preference. It's not massive, and if the other ones were cheaper I would still go for the other ones. But if the Batiste Rose Gold is available and it's the same price as the other Batiste, I'm going to go for the Rose Gold. The Rose Gold is by far my favourite scent. I actually thought this was limited edition, but I checked and it's available on Superdrug, so I think it's available. It smells really good. I think all the other scents are nice, they're fine, but I genuinely enjoy this scent. It's quite vanilla-y. It reminds me of something from Lush, but I can't put my finger on what. Oh, and I also have like a little mini one as well. I don't typically use the mini ones, but I must have been sent this, or I don't know, this ended up in my house. I'm going to use it, but I wouldn't typically buy the size unless I'm traveling or unless I need it for my handbag. Then on to Ouai Volumizing Hairspray. I've had this for a really long time. This retails for £22 and it's 137 grams. I have very fine hair and this works really, really well. Probably wouldn't put it in my hair like this. I would probably go for just a bit of dry shampoo if I wanted to add a bit of volume to this. But if I did want a little bit of hold, I would go for the Ouai Volumizing Spray. Like I said, I've had this for a long time. It lasted me a while. I think because I was quite conscious that it's a slightly more luxury hair product. I really liked it. If you have quite fine hair like I do, I think it's great because it doesn't really weigh the hair down, but it still adds that texture and volume that sometimes I just need, because sometimes like really, really flat hair it just isn't the way, and this really helps with that. Now on to the Lee Stafford Hair Apology Intensive Care Shampoo and Conditioner. I think I've done a sponsored post for these on my Instagram. I think it was on Instagram. I really, really do like these. Generally I'm a big fan of Lee Stafford. I also have done a sponsored thing, this was years ago, for their cactus range, which I really did like, but these were great. Kind of mixed reviews on these online. I think it's because they are actually sulfate free, so you don't really get a lather with the shampoo in the same way you do from a lot of other shampoos that do have sulfates in them, but I'm kind of used to that. I don't mind. I think this is a really great kind of mid-price point shampoo and conditioner. They're about the £7 marks. I think they're a bit more expensive when they're full price and a little bit cheaper when they're on sale than £7. I feel like £7 is just like the number I picked in between. They're not actually £7, they're like around that. I really liked them. They are great if you have quite coloured hair like I do. If you just kind of want a little bit of TLC, I didn't find it too heavy. I didn't find that it made like my roots any greasier because my roots aren't damaged, it's just really like my ends. But even my ends aren't overly damaged, but they are definitely coloured. So I really liked this. I would definitely use this again. They're vegan, they're great. And then also from the same range were the Lee Stafford Power Shots. Now these were like little tiny capsules of oil. I really did like these. I 100% would use them again if I had them. Initially I was a bit worried that the capsules weren't biodegradable, but they actually are, which is great. I actually think most brands now that do have capsules are biodegradable, if not like all of the ones I can think of, which is great. For me, I really like an oil or a serum in wet hair because my hair is fine, it gets quite knotty, and it really helps with that, and I want something that can like make it look silkier and smoother, and this definitely delivered that. I would definitely use these again. I think the capsules are great, especially for example if you're away, you could like just take 2 capsules with you rather than taking the whole pot or a whole bottle of serum or oil. However, I was looking into this and I just think it's a bit expensive. So this pot contains 15 shots and they're £14, but that works out at £53.28 for 100ml. And like I said, I previously tried the Lee Stafford cactus oil, it's called something like that, which I absolutely loved and which I probably will repurchase again soon, but at the moment I just have a few oils on the go. And that is actually just £17 for 100ml, so I just think you're paying a lot for the capsules. If you have quite thick hair, for example, it says you might need 2 capsules, so I'm just not sure there's a lot of value in this, but the product itself is great. And if they just moved this into a bottle rather than capsules, and made the price significantly cheaper per mil, then I think that would be great. But I just think it's a bit expensive, like really expensive. They're good, but I don't think it justifies that price. I don't think it's very clear when you're buying it, because £15 doesn't sound that wild for a hair product, but that is essentially just 15 uses if you have finer hair, but if you have thicker hair it's probably only like 7 or 8 uses. If you bought a bottle of oil from somewhere else, then that'd be a little bit cheaper. But that's my thoughts on that. Then I have a small bottle of the Moroccan Oil Protection Prevent spray, which I think has like heat protection, UV protection, even pollution protection. I really liked this. This is a small bottle. This is only 50ml. 100% I would repurchase this. I just felt that my hair was like easier to manage when I was using this, and it's for coloured hair. It's supposed to like help prevent brassiness and stuff like that, so fab. I think I would repurchase this actually. I'm not sure of the price. I think the full size is like 20-ish pounds, but I think that's reasonable, and I really enjoyed this actually. And then finally I have the Charles Worthington Volume and Bounce Big Blow Dry Spray. Loved this so much. I would definitely be repurchasing this. Again, my hair's fine. When I wash my hair I use an oil because my ends are a little bit drier and my hair's quite knotty, and then I sometimes use a leave-in conditioner as well. And then in my roots I need something to add a bit of like grip and volume and texture, and this was just great. It also has heat protection in it as well, up to 230 Celsius. Again, about the £8 mark. It kind of sounds like there's a little bit in here still, so maybe actually I'll use this next time I blow dry my hair, but after that it's probably gonna have to go in the bin because it doesn't sound like there's much in here. But loved this 100%. I would repurchase this. Then on to body, I have the L'Occitane shower oil. I believe this is about £19-20. I actually think it's £19.50. I checked, I'm sure. I don't know why I'm saying I think. It's £19.50, I checked. Now this actually is refillable. You can get these pouches, which are great, but I don't think I'll buy the pouches anytime soon. I do like this product. For me personally, I don't think I would pay the price for it. It's great. If I have it, I love using it. Lots of my friends, my family love using it. It's a great product, but I don't think I need to spend £20 on a shower oil. I use this to shave my legs with more than anything else, because I find that like cleansing my skin with an oil feels a bit weird to me. But I mean, it is great, it is lovely, I really like it, it smells great. But since I use this just to shave my legs, I think there's other products that I could buy for that which are cheaper. But this is a really luxury, beautiful product, and obviously the experience of using this isn't comparable with using a cheap shaving foam, for example. Then I have the Ritual of Aveda Pink Salt Scrub. This is actually quite a small tub. I think it's supposed to come in like a gift set or something like that. I think the full size of this is double the size, and I think it's £15. I really like the smell of this. Rituals smell delicious. It is a salt scrub in an oil, so it leaves a bit of a film, which I personally don't like. Kind of goes back to the last product. I don't mind if a product leaves my skin feeling quite moisturized. I do quite like that, but I find that this one kind of leaves a film on my skin, which isn't what I like. So if I had this, I would use it, but I definitely wouldn't buy it because I don't love it. It's just a fine product. I would use it just kind of to just use it up. I don't really enjoy it because I don't like that film feeling on my skin after. We'll quickly touch on deodorant because it's really unexciting, so I'm just going to slide it here into the middle of the video. I have 2 deodorants which I finished. I have actually almost finished my current one. Actually, my current one is my favourite deodorant ever. It's really like unfancy, I just really like the smell. It's the Nivea, it's like the one that comes in like a glass bottle, which by the way I once had in my bag and it's smashed. And let me tell you, cleaning deodorant out of your bag is really not very fun because it's like slimy. Ooh, it wasn't great, so I don't carry that around with me. But that is the one I've almost finished. But the 2 I have finished are the Sure Advanced Protection 72 hours and then also the Sure Invisible Aqua 48 hours. Honestly, I'm not the most sweaty person ever. Sometimes I'll have deodorants which I really don't like, but I don't have a huge preference as to what deodorant I do like. But I really did like these. I like Sure as a brand, and I love a roll-on more than a spray. I feel that aerosol has its place, but for day-to-day use I'm definitely a roll-on kind of gal. Oh, I just realised I missed one hair care product. This is the Hask Argan Oil Repairing Shine Hair Oil. This I think is a really great product for its price. I definitely liked this. You are getting 18ml, so it's quite small, but this is only £3. And actually, if we compare that to the Power Shots from Lee Stafford, which are, God, I'm gonna have to do maths, they're 15 times 1.25. So in this you're getting just under 20ml, just under 19ml I think, and in this you're getting 18ml, but this costs £3 and this costs 15, so there is a big price difference. The Power Shots are different, and I do like that they're slightly more travel friendly, but honestly for the price, the Hask Argan Oil is great. £3 is such a bargain. This lasted long enough for me. It probably wasn't my favourite oil ever, but it was definitely my favourite oil that cost £3. It done the job. Great for the price in particular. Onto skincare, I have quite a few little bits to talk about. We'll start with Elemis because I have 3 products from them, although 2 are the same. I have the Elemis Dynamic Resurfacing Facial Pads. What the hell happened here? Something definitely leaked in this bag, because everything is quite greasy. I wonder if it was just the oil that I was talking about. This has 60 pads in it, and then I also have a little pot which came in my advent calendar which had 14 pads in it. I think the 14 pads are £15. I don't know how much the 60 pads are though. The one thing I would say though, the 60 pad tub is huge for the 60 pads. I don't understand why they don't just half the size, and I actually think that's one of my issues with Elemis, is that they just over package everything, and I think it is to fill luxe, but it just seems like a bit of a waste of space and of packaging. So these pads are kind of designed to exfoliate, to smooth, to like brighten the skin. You can use it every day. I really do like these. I think they do make a difference in your skincare routine. I would repurchase. I do think that they're like a little bit on the expensive side, but I love them. At the moment I'm kind of trying to use other things that I have, because the temptation to just keep buying this is ridiculous. But I think that I have other products that kind of do a similar thing. These have lactic acid in them and other stuff as well, but they're probably some of the better pads I have used. Really easy to use, and you can use them daily. They're quite a staple. They're quite like a cult classic, and I can see why. Then onto a slightly newer product from Elemis. I feel like I'm not sitting that comfortably. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Then onto a slightly newer product from Elemis. This is the Elemis Ultra Smart Pro Collagen Enviro Adapt Day Cream. Now you've probably heard of the Elemis Pro Collagen Cream. Love it, great, it's such a cult classic. This is a Enviro Adapt Day Cream. It's supposed to adapt to your environment, so whether you're, I think, like in pollution, or whether you're in a really hot climate, a really humid climate, a really cold climate, it's supposed to adapt and kind of deliver to your skin what it needs. And it actually won, I think it was like the Vogue 2020 moisturizer of the year, but it was for mature skin. It's not really for my skin. I'm not 30 yet. I am probably a couple of decades away from being mature skin, but I did really enjoy it. Would I repurchase it? Currently me now, absolutely not. I really enjoyed this. This was like so luxe, it was so rich, but it's £185, and so my skin just doesn't need an 185 overly rich product. I think I will save that £185, and maybe when I'm like 50 I will go and buy myself a really rich cream like this. But for now I don't need it. It was kind of just a little bit of a pick-me-up when I wanted something that really, I don't know, I really do like a thicker moisturizer. This wasn't like so thick that it felt thick on the face, but it was a bit of a richer moisturizer, and I do find them quite comforting. So it was really lovely to use, but I just don't need it. I wouldn't repurchase it. I didn't buy this, by the way. I was sent it. It was nice, but like I said, just it wasn't designed for me. Oh, okay, so next I have the Omavitska Thermal Cleansing Balm. Now, if you guys have been around for a while, I have raved about this cleansing balm, I think, for like the last 8 years. This was my holy grail. I loved this. You see I'm talking about this in past tense. I loved this. But this time round, there was something about it that just didn't fill me with that joy, and my skin didn't look as amazing as it used to when I used this. I think maybe I've just reached a point where my skin is generally okay, that I don't think something as quick as a cleanser really makes a huge difference. I just thought this was fine. This is about £50. I think it's just slightly under. I think there's other cleansers which I like just as much for slightly cheaper. I still think this is a lovely cleanser, but once upon a time I used to think this was the best cleanser in the world, and now I just think this is a really nice cleanser. I still love a balm cleanser. I still think it's a lovely product to use, but it just missed the mark this time a little bit for me. Maybe I'm just not as excited about it. Maybe it's just I've just used it too many times. I just want something new. That does happen to me quite a lot. For example, Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara was my favourite, and now I really just feel like I've moved on. It's still a great mascara, but I want to explore other things. Maybe that's kind of what's happened here. It's just nice, and there's a lot of other balm cleansers which I've really enjoyed using, and I'm a bit sad, to be honest, but it's okay. The other thing is that maybe I just don't wear as much makeup as I used to. So whereas before I used to love it because it used to really remove everything, I think that now other cleansers really remove my makeup just as well as this one does, because I wear slightly less makeup than I used to. I don't really like wear foundation every day, especially like now in lockdown. I think things have just changed a little bit. Onto this from Indeed, which is their Hyaluron, there we go, intense moisturizing lotion. I think it's like £25. I just thought this was fine. I don't think this was intense. I wouldn't buy this. I would use it, but if I had something else I'd probably reach for the other thing, because I just don't think this was actually intense enough or hydrating enough for my drier skin. Then on to the Oscar Restoration Oil. I've had this for ages. This has lots of different actives in it. It's got like rosehip oil, other oils, I can't remember off the top of my head. It's a really lovely oil. I loved using this. However, it's £72, and I think maybe there's other products that are just as nice for slightly cheaper. I would consider repurchasing this, but I would first kind of explore other products that are slightly cheaper before repurchasing this. But I did really love this. And then the final product, I believe, from like the skincare department, I guess it's not even really skincare, it's sun care. This is the Garnier Ambre Solaire Sensitive Advanced Face UV Face Fluid in 50+. I love this. I think this is the best affordable sun cream you can buy. It has hyaluronic acid, it's SPF 50+, it protects against UVA, UVB and long UVA. I'm not sure what long UVA is. It's £8, which is such a bargain. People have said that this is a little bit on the smaller side, which I think is maybe true, but face SPFs are typically a little bit on the smaller side. This is 40ml. I think 40ml, £8. This lasted me a relatively long time. It is a great price. I've recommended this to a lot of my friends. I would definitely repurchase this. I don't know if I've already mentioned this, but it has got hyaluronic acid in it. It's more moisturising than most SPFs in my opinion. Obviously I finished it. Oh, there's a bit of a splodge. It's really light, so it's runny. It's not thick, and it just works into the skin really well. My hands are quite pale though at the moment. It has got a bit of a weird, it's not like a typical sun cream scent. I mean, it's not offensive or anything like that. It's just not the best scent in the entire world. Oh, actually there's one more skincare bit. This is the Clinique Take the Day Off makeup remover for lids, lashes and lips. It's fine. I don't love this product. I actually really don't like the balm from this range, which is the Take the Day Off balm, because it really breaks me out. But this was okay. I don't think it's the best at removing waterproof mascara, but it does its job. I had a little small version. Yeah, I used it. It was okay. I would definitely use it again, but I probably wouldn't buy a full size. Somehow this is the only hand sanitizer I have in here, but this is the Purdy and Fig Wild Woody Hand Sanitizer Spray, which kills 99.99% of bacteria. Obviously, this is like such a 2020 product to have in my empties. I've definitely finished other hand sanitizers, but for some reason or another they didn't make it in there. This one, I think maybe because I was giving it through work, maybe that's why this one made it in here. Doesn't have like a normal hand sanitizer smell. It's got a bit of an alcohol smell. Oh god, maybe there's still product left. I mean, they've made it like fancy basically. It's like relatively affordable. It's like £6. I have a few issues with this, if I'm completely honest. Like, I enjoyed using it. Apparently it's still got product in it, but I really can't see any. Oh no, it has got product in it. See, this is my issue, is that this pump, like sometimes it just stops working, and I have to, sometimes I'm like out and about and I'm like really having to pump it out. Sometimes you just want to hand sanitize your hands as quickly as possible, and I think using a spray like this is quite weird anyway. And sometimes my friends are like, what are you spraying on your hands? And I'm always like, oh, it's my hand sanitizer. It's like less discreet than just pouring a little bit of gel into your hands and just using it that way. But it is a different experience. I really like the glass bottle and stuff, but I just find that the pump, I don't know if it doesn't work or if it's evaporating. I don't know, there's something that I just don't love about this, and I thought maybe it was just like all spray hand sanitizers were just going to act like this. However, more recently I've been using this one, which is the Let's Sanitize Peach Mist. They have other scents as well, and I haven't used this for a couple of days. I've just had it on the side of my dresser and I just haven't used it. It sprays straight away, whereas this, like, sometimes I just have to pump for so long, and I kind of feel like maybe this one was evaporating as we went along. I don't know, I just like the idea of this. I just think that it needs a little bit of work basically. Then I have the By Terry Balm de Rose, and I love this. I've had it in a pot before. I was really excited to have it as a kind of like lip gloss style product. I think this came in an advent calendar for me last year, I believe, but I think I only started using it maybe like February. I was really excited about this, and I've been using this for a while, and then I started having lip issues, and it would just happen that every now and then the rim of my lip was just really sore. Couldn't really get to the bottom of it, and like more recently I think this is the culprit. I don't know why, because I don't believe I had these issues previously. I don't know if maybe there's just something wrong with this, like did I somehow contaminate it and somehow that's what's hurting me, but it's so painful that I don't even want to try it again. I'm just gonna get rid of it. I mean, I'm close to finishing anyway. I think because when my lips were hurting, I was just applying this more because I was like, oh, maybe they're chapped, maybe I'm like allergic to the rose, I don't know, there's just something that's going on, and I'm really quite certain it's with this, and it's just not working for me. Generally I love By Terry, I think it's a really beautiful brand. Generally I think this is a great lip balm. It's just not working for me at the moment. I don't know if it's just like this style that's not working for me, but there's just something here that is really hurting my lip. I think I'm just gonna bin it. I am like half tempted to try it again, but I don't think it's worth it because I'm like 95% sure it's this, because since I've stopped using this, I haven't had that happen again. I mean, at points I thought maybe my lips were sunburnt, like it was just the rim of my lips were really hurting. And I really think this is the culprit. I'm just gonna get rid of it. I think most people love this. This has got excellent reviews. It's so expensive. A pot of this is like £40, which for a lip balm I think is a bit crazy, but I mean, sometimes you need a little bit of luxury in your life, and if that's a £40 lip balm, I'm not judging. I haven't finished this, but I thought I'd quickly just add this in just to show you what I have been using instead, because I've really been loving this way more than I ever thought I would. This is the Lippy Balm by Drunk Elephant. I mean, I don't know if it's so bloody chunky, why, but I've loved this. I would 100% repurchase this, but I haven't finished this at all. I have finished my, or pretty much finished, my MAC Prep and Prime Fix Setting Spray Plus. These like fruity ones came out last year in the summer. I enjoyed using this. I think I would repurchase this. I'm not rushing to repurchase it. These are £12.50, which I think is really reasonable, and if you are looking to buy one, maybe like buy a small one to see if you love it, because I really thought that there was going to be a place in my like routine for this, but there hasn't really been. I use these occasionally. I've had like 2 small ones of these since last summer, and like even this one's not completely finished. I probably have still got a few uses out of it. I will finish it just before I throw it away, but I just wanted to slide this in here so that when I do finish it I can just throw it away and I don't have to save it till like the middle of this year to do another empties video. I love this. This is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Mini Instant Retouch Setting Powder. There is a fuller size version of this, but I went for the small one because I hadn't tried it before. It's a really lovely size and it's a really great price. I think it's like 16-ish pounds, but if I'm completely honest, that's a guess off the top of my head. It's like reasonable. Everything I've tried from Fenty I think I have loved, and this is probably one of the best powders, definitely one of the best powders within this price point. Yes, with the mini one you're only getting just under 8 grams, but this lasted ages for me. I think it's a great powder. It does exactly what you want a powder to do, and it doesn't do what you don't want it to do. So it really does set your makeup, it brightens your under eye, it's just beautiful, but it doesn't go cakey, it doesn't go dry. I highly recommend this powder. Then this is the OPI nail lacquer in Pump Up the Volume. This came out in 2009 for the OPI Neon collection. I remember I was really excited about the collection, and honestly they kind of all fell a little bit flat for me. They weren't that neon. I actually went in on the release date to John Lewis to get my nails done, and they were like, we're really sorry, but we don't carry the crazier colours because like John Lewis just don't allow it, which blew my mind. I have pretty much finished this. It's not the best nail polish in the entire world. It's a little bit thin, it needed a lot of layers, and mine has just basically gone gloopy. I have actually, like, honestly I've pretty much finished, but actually maybe I've got like a quarter of the bottle left, but it's gone gloopy. I repurchased this. I love this. I just think it's such a beautiful fun colour. I don't even think it's like really a neon, it's just like a beautiful very white based green, so it is quite eye-catching, but it's not, I don't think I'd call this a neon, but I loved this. I loved wearing this in 2019. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I loved wearing this in 2019. I loved wearing it again in 2020, and I have another bottle, so who knows, maybe this year I'll be wearing it again in the summer. Woo! I almost dropped that, and I have dropped so many OPI bottles, and they're the one nail polish brand that really does snap on me. I think because they're so much thicker around the bottom, like, oh, it's a nightmare. I was really tempted to put this on today because I just wanted a fun nail colour. I just feel like life's so dreary at the moment that I almost went for this, and actually I probably will go for this next, because why not? I feel like sometimes nails are just a great way to inject a little bit of colour into your life, and I just love this colour. It is now discontinued, so I had to buy mine off eBay, but really happy with it. Then on to Trinny London. Trinny London is a brand I haven't spoken about loads. It's actually a brand that I was really a bit unsure about at the beginning, but I actually think the products are really, really great. The concept is like largely they're like stackable products, but this product isn't one of the stackable ones. This is the Trinity London BFF cream, which I'm going to try and get this out. This is actually in the shade medium. Now I would be probably about a light medium. There may not be any left. I mean, that's kind of the point of this video. Oh, I was just hoping I'd be able to get a tiny bit out. Come on, let's see if I can like unscrew. I can't. Okay, so this is essentially a I don't know, it's kind of like a tinted moisturizer, I guess. Apparently this is really finished. It comes out white, but the white product has little like particles in it that carry the colour, so as you warm it up and blend it into your skin, it does pick up a colour. This is quite expensive, I think. I was really quite surprised. I don't think it's the most luxury brand, and I think this costs, off the top of my head, I think this is £35, because I remember I was like about to go buy it and I was like, I just think £35 is a little bit too much for this. If it were like £28, I think I would just keep repurchasing, but £35 just kind of like pushes it over the edge onto like really quite high luxury in my opinion, because even places like Estee Lauder, NARS, like all those kind of brands, their foundations aren't that expensive. With this essentially being like a tinted moisturizer, I just think this is a little bit priced a little bit too highly. But I think it's a great product. It's really great if you just want to add a bit of colour, a bit of coverage, a bit of glow. Like, it just covers your redness, but it doesn't really like camouflage your whole face. This is just beautiful, especially in the summer, especially if you quite like concealer. At the moment, I've pretty much just been wearing concealer and not foundation, but sometimes I kind of want to step up from that, and this is a perfect product for that. You can just apply this and then apply your concealer over it, and it really does offer, if you've got good skin, almost a flawless coverage without the heaviness of a foundation. Yeah, really love this. I do think I actually do have a light medium in this still going. I think it's a great product. I do just think it's a little bit expensive, but if you have that disposable income and this sounds like something that you're looking for, I would definitely still try it. Mascaras, I have two. I mean, I probably finished other ones, but these are just the only two that are in here. Or I probably have a few that need to make their way into the empties bag, but haven't quite got there. We'll start with NARS Climax Mascara. This I actually done a sponsored post for, again, years ago when this first came out, and there was quite a lot of like controversy around it because like there was so many sponsored posts, but it's a really good mascara. This is probably my second or third tube. I think this is about the £22 mark, I believe. It's one of those mascaras that does dry out quite quickly, and with those mascaras I find that usually in the first week they're not that great, and this is one of those, but it really does offer a lot of volume, which is what I'm looking for in a mascara. It's super black. I was reading what NARS say about it, and they say it really holds a curl. I don't think that's necessarily true unless your lashes are quite curled anyway, because it is a wetter texture and it's slightly heavier. I don't think it's like the best for holding a curl, but I really like it. I 100% would reuse this. It's a great mascara, but the brush is quite large, and I think the next mascara is quite similar. It's kind of this, but not as extreme, and that is the Lancome Hypnose. I think this kind of borderlines onto clumpy, which I don't mind. I just want my lashes to look full. I don't mind if people can see that I have mascara on, whereas like the Hypnose, I think you can actually get this to look quite almost natural but still quite voluminous. Again, I think it's a mascara that's kind of better after the first week. That's kind of I generally think that, to be honest. Much smaller brush. I feel like we can't even compare them, like they're such a different brush, but I feel like they kind of give a similar look. This is like a I don't care, I just want volume. This is like I want volume, but I want classy volume, I guess, whereas this is like, mate, I just want it to look whew, and that's what I want. I don't mind. I really like this mascara. I really like this one too, but I mean, I think this is probably a better mascara, but for me personally, I think I prefer the NARS, if I'm completely honest. Okay, then we are reaching the end. I know this has been quite a long video. We'll do this one next, which is the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion Original. I love this. I just feel like mine was getting a bit dry and I had a new one, so I just got that out. And yeah, I just feel like it was kind of getting a bit like crusty almost. Really great product. I think this is one of the best eyeshadow primers, especially for the price. There are other eyeshadow primers which I really like, but often they're quite expensive. The one thing I would say though is that if you're not massive on eyeshadow, they do a mini version of this, which is just £11, and I think it will really like up your eyeshadow game if you're not wearing a primer anyway. I always wear this under my eyeshadow like every single day, and I think it's not so small that you'll need to buy a new one. Small enough that it won't dry out before you finish it, unless you're using eyeshadow every single day. I think this one's a bit big because, I mean, I wear eyeshadow a lot, especially on like a normal year, maybe not this year, and mine did dry out even despite me wearing eyeshadow quite a lot. A product which I don't actually think is available anymore, but this is the Guerlain L'Art let's just read the English version. I don't know why I'm going with the French. The Precision Felt Eyeliner in Ultra Black. I really like this eyeliner. Like I said, I don't think they make it anymore. I think it was quite expensive because the one I think they replaced with this is £31, which is quite expensive for an eyeliner, but I did really like it. Mine is just basically not as black as it once was. It was really, really black though. Even now, like, it is black. It's just that you can tell it's not got as much ink in there. This tip is one of the best tips I think I have ever used, and I would definitely I would definitely like try the New Guerlain, which I would. However, £30 isn't that appealing. Like, £30 is a lot, I think, for an eyeliner. I do think it's great. Last product I'm going to finish with are the Hourglass Arch Brow Shaping Gel. These are like fibres which you add to your brows. One thing I'm going to say is that I'm not worried about the fact that these are opaque. I understand, actually, I don't know, because I feel like if they weren't opaque then you'd kind of be able to see how gross they are, but it does mean that you can't tell if they're really finished. But I mean, what colour is this one? Is this the clear one? Oh, I mean, this is the clear. Even the dark brunette, I feel like that's probably finished, since I can't really get much product out of it. But it's great, especially if you want your eyebrows to kind of look a little bit fluffier, but you don't want them to look visibly filled in. For me, for example, I'm quite sparse. I feel like I say this every single video, but I'm quite sparse at the beginning of my eyebrows, and this is just great to kind of add a bit of volume and a bit of bulk there. There are 6 different colours. I think they range from like auburn and blonde to dark brown or dark brunette, and they have warmer tones, cooler tones, and they also have a clear as well. I really like this. I think they're like £25. Let me double check the price. Yeah, these are £25, which I think is reasonable. I think there's other products similar, for example the Benefit Gimme Brow, which is maybe a couple of pounds cheaper, but I just love Hourglass. Hourglass has to be maybe my favourite makeup brand ever. I really, really do love them. I'm actually using this again, not these because these are finished, but I am using them again. I really, really do like them. But that is the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope that it was interesting and somewhat informative and not just like a little look at what I've been using. But thanks so much for watching. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I will be doing another one of these probably in June, because I think that's 6 months from now, and collecting all my rubbish until then. I can't wait. I'm not gonna lie, like, having to keep your rubbish is a bit annoying, but I do really enjoy filming these and I think they're quite enjoyable to watch as well. So I really hope you enjoyed it, and I shall see you all very soon. Bye.